Good evening, my name's Kenny Ken. I'm doing a quick preview for Sonny's Unfiltered channel. This is my review of Arsenal's draw at Dean Court against Bournemouth. I must say that starting to watch the game, I thought Arsenal set up very well. Arteta went with a team similar to the team against Everton, where he's gone with Reece Nelson in the midfield alongside Torreira and Grant Xhaka. He also went along with Mesut Ozil. This time he's restored Aubameyang and Lacazette together. And I thought when watching the game, I was very, very pleased with the way we started. I fully agree with the way his approach, where he wanted to get us on the front foot and get us to dominate possession. I think that's a way forward for Arsenal, even though I still believe that he should be playing sticky tape, put a plaster on the wound kind of football. What he wanted to do is keep things simple for our players. I think he did. I think it was a masterstroke in terms of Mesut Ozil's performance today. Mesut Ozil was very effective, managed to get in those little pockets of space where he was very difficult to pick up for players like Gosling and Stacey. And I felt that he gave us an impetus in the game. Unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, we're unable to sort of put the ice in the cake for his very good work. I think our forwards today, with the exception probably Aubameyang got our goal, I think there's a lack of confidence for a couple of players, most especially Lacazette. He's worked his nuts off, he runs, but I think, the job we pay him to do, i.e. put the ball in net or getting shots on target, I think he struggled today. Reece Nelson is another one I felt that got his start against Everton, has got his start today, struggling a bit. But in terms of Reece Nelson, I would say, judging by the way Arteta was with him, talking to him after the game, I genuinely, and I mean genuinely believe that they are probably looking at Reece Nelson as kind of Raheem Sterling figure in terms of the fact that they play in a similar position, but I think what they want him to do is not just the work rate and the final ball, but also they want him to get Reece into goal scoring positions. And we do know that Raheem Sterling did cite Mikel Arteta as a person who was, was one of my primary movers in terms of his improvement into what I consider to be one of a world class player and probably one of the top players in Europe. So that is more work for Arteta to do. In terms of the game, I felt when Bournemouth pressed us out of the game after the half an hour, I thought they took a slight bit of control in the game. I thought Dan Gosling was very instrumental in their goal. Not just the fact that he scored a goal, but the fact that when we did play the ball out the back and the ball broke down with Saka, he was the one who was pressing our players, pressing our players into mistakes. He was the one who started the tackle, and he made that run into the box. And when you can't get that run, and I think that's where we fell down because Xhaka was on his heels, and I think Torreira was trying to keep up with Dan Gosling, but he just failed when that cross went in from Stacey. And I felt after that, I thought Bournemouth had a sort of impetus. And in the second half, I always felt that Bournemouth were trying to hit us in the break. They felt that if the ball broke, they were able to get some bodies forward and put some crosses in. But I think their final ball as well wasn't good enough, and I felt that our defence looked a bit comfortable after that. In terms of the goal itself, and in terms of the second half as well, I felt that we were taking the control. I also was, being like the conductor of the orchestra, and I felt that there were times even before we scored it was a bit frustrating. That last bit of last ditch tackle, not shooting when we should be shooting, but eventually, Aubameyang puts the ball in the net in the 67th minute, and after that, there were situations when Lacazette again he has that chance. We're on a counter attack, the ball goes through, and just when you want him to shoot, the tackle comes in. Now, someone on his game would put that chance away, and I felt after that there was a chance when Lacazette could have shot from about 20 yards, but he tried to play in, playing a player when I think that was probably down to his lack of confidence because of the fact that he missed that chance a few minutes earlier. But in terms of moving forward, what's in Arteta's in trait? In terms of his in trait, I do feel that a lot of people talk about defence, how we're going to improve that, and also they're talking about our midfield, how we're going to, help our defence, especially when we're out of possession, and how we're going to be out the ball. Also, I think what Mikel needs to do, he needs to look at our attack as well. our attack lacks a bit of variety. There's a lot of players who are lacking confidence. I've mentioned Lacazette. I mentioned also Reece Nelson, and that is one area that I think he needs to look at. Also, he needs to look at the left back situation because we've got two players out. Tierney on long term injury, Kolasinac out injured. We're playing Saka there, who he's very inexperienced, but he's got the pace, and he may be a fixture there moving forward. But looking at that, in terms of one question we need to ask, what are we going to do with Nicola Pepe? What are we going to do with him? I have a situation where Freddie's not too sure about him, even in his interim period. Also, because Mesut Ozil came back in the side, he's managed to find himself in a situation of very difficult to get in the side. But by looking at that, it looks like they're going to push Reece Nelson forward in terms of the man for the future. So where does that leave Nicolas Pepe? All questions in the comments below to Sonny, myself, and members of the Unfiltered team. And I'll speak to you later. Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day. And I'll speak to you guys hopefully before the Chelsea game. Merry Christmas, and if I don't speak to you, have a Happy New Year.